Live from our studios in Lagos, Nigeria. If you just joined us, this is Enterprise Friday right here on Enterprise Television. Now, to our main conversation for today. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved a 70,000 naira minimum wage for Nigerian workers with a promise to review the national minimum wage law every 2 years.
Moving on, a statement by Bayo Onanuga, the special advisor to President Bola Tinubu on information and strategy, confirmed the approval on Thursday.
The president announced the new minimum wage during a meeting with leaders of the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) and Trade Union Congress (TUC) at the Presidential Villa in Abuja.
Very true. Joe Ajero, the president of NLC, and Festus Asufo, president of TUC, were among those present alongside relevant federal cabinet members.
Onanuga also mentioned that the president confirmed he would soon review the 4 months salary of the university union in the country.
True. Initially, the federal government proposed the sum of 62,000 naira, but Labour insisted on 250,000 naira, resulting in a deadlock between both parties.
In addition, the Minister of Information, Mohammed Idris, said the organized Labour agreed on the proposal of 70,000 naira as the new minimum wage for Nigerian workers.
True. The minister said the agreement was reached at a meeting between President Tinubu and the leaders of the NLC and TUC on Thursday in Abuja.
Yes, all right. So there we have it, and still with us in the studios to dig more on this particular trendy but very important story. Emeka Mantonago and Barrister Van Sufeli. Thank you, gentlemen, for having us around. So I think it's very important we maybe take ourselves to where it all started from. I mean, in figures, that is, it's between the federal government and, of course, the Labour. The negotiation actually started from 48,000 naira, which the federal government said it will do. Labour said 615,000 naira. It now cascaded to 54,000 naira for the government. Labour said 500,000 naira. It further went to 57 to 60,000 naira and 497 naira for the Labour. And finally, it went to 62,000 naira, 250,000 naira for the Labour. And right now we have an agreed sum of 70,000 naira. When it comes to negotiation, who is the winner and who is the loser in this particular play?
It's not about who is the winner, who is the loser. I mean, from all the negotiations we have seen, Labour had always said they will go and consult on their people, except for this one, which means that we have come to a finality, okay? Because this one, both sides seem to have agreed, okay? Well, they have weighed it, and they have also looked at the GDP, national income, I believe so. I mean, Labour now. And what they have not argued further is what our lawmakers, our senators and ministers are earning, which is quite a disparity, okay? But they can make do with what is available, given that the federal government will have to still go borrow to even get them to this level, okay? Because first, the Nigerian government have refused to cut down on wastages. You appoint one minister. The minister go out start buying cars. The money meant for administration is ministry. He used it to get convoy. And you as executive president, you allow that to happen. Because you too, you have 72 new SUV on your so those wastages that P2B usually talk about, we have not addressed it. So 70,000 naira for Labour is not even the answer to the question, because this is like an answer to no question. But there's a fundamental national question as to what should be the proper wage for a worker. But that question is not answered by anybody. This one is just an answer they brought from nowhere. Just put it there. What were the considerations? What did they put together to arrive at that? Okay, just okay, they will do 70,000 naira. And this 70,000 naira is for less than 1% of us. And with this 70,000 naira, you will see the effect of inflation on it and the rest of that. Because the market people are already warming up for all they will do according to what is going on now. So for me, Labour I think they tried, pull themselves from 600,000 naira down to 70,000 naira. You understand? And the federal government being adamant for that long to arrive at what they have arrived at. If Labour feels that this is okay, well, I mean, we cannot fight more than we cannot cry more than they believe. But I also still think that they see a huge economic injustice in Nigeria.
Yes.
And it's better we address it as early as possible. But what we have done now is just a makeshift, a patch work to just, okay, let them go, let them have that fund and all that. We still have a very long way to go.
Thank you, Barrister Philly. Over to you, Emeka Madunago. Listening to...
By the way, that money is about $30 a day.
Exactly. Yes.
Thank you.
Per month.
Okay, listening to Joajero talk the past month and the way he was agitating, insisting on the 200, then all of a sudden, the recent switch and him even coming out to say, thanking the president for his fatherly gesture. That's what he said. And are we going to say, because if we go down memory lane, Edo State have already increased the minimum wage to 70, and also Lagos said 70. Are we going to say that's why they left the benchmark at 70,000 naira?
You see, I said it here and on other forums that government and Labour would agree on 70,000. You see, money shows the day. You know, it's just that in Nigeria, if we don't dramatize, if we don't add drama to simple things, we are not satisfied. The TUC president, Festus Osifo, went to Benin, met with Obaseki some months ago, and said that Labour was happy that he increased the minimum wage to 70,000 naira. He said it, that they were happy and all of it. He made some statements. So I now said, just rationalizing that, following from it, that what it means is that, fine, we have a figure, we will go as high as possible. Just like a typical trade negotiation or business transaction. We'll go as high as possible, but we will come down, gradually balance at 70,000. And if you remember, Obaseki took that decision after a national economic council meeting, a NEC meeting. And there were feelers that governors agreed on 70,000. When they came out of that meeting, Obaseki is vocal. He's one of the few governors who, say things openly.
Who have a mind of his own.
While there are some who will be pretending to be such fantastic managers, but they're actually wicked and just unfeeling. He came out and said, okay, fine, that 70,000. And there were rumors that actually governors had agreed on 70,000. The federal government I learned was even actually looking at 100,000.
But the governors came out there and said they cannot pay.
The government came out and said they couldn't. Well, of course, Obaseki, solidarity forever. Now, in solidarity, he didn't say anything. Because I was asking them when I said, the governors have said they cannot even pay 62,000. But I thought Obaseki would have come out to say, you people are your own. The other thing is that you look at the politics, the way people, politicians have to try to frustrate every good move. Obaseki gave that, he brought out that figure. Then the APC governorship candidate, Okwebolo, now try to make capital out of it, which to me is just wickedness. Saying that there is a Greek gift, that no worker should reject it. I said, excuse me. Should reject, you want me, you increase my salary, you want me to reject it. How? How does that work in any sane space? So, you see, we ought to know something, that some of these people don't actually mean well for us. I was disappointed by that comment. Because you are running to, govern a state. Your words should be words of empathy. Look at what Tinubu was saying yesterday.
You're not suppressing.
You're not saying that, no, let the suffering continue. You shouldn't even get one vote, not even for your supporters. Look at the words Tinubu, the statements of Tinubu yesterday. I was surprised. I said Tinubu must have been really coached, on what to say. Oh, I'm with you. I have to run at a certain speed, so that I will not, have an accident. And, we're all working together to make the show. I said, is this not the same Tinubu who said that there's hunger everywhere. So Nigerians, please continue to bear with, hunger. Bear hunger pangs. Look, you see governance. I may not be in government, but at least I'm sufficiently educated and exposed, to know certain things that should be done right. Government, for the constitution, is about the security and well-being of the people.
Yeah.
The words that come out of the mouths of government officials actually make a difference. It's about empathy.
Empathy.
Oh,
compassion.
Yes, we understand this thing is this, but you see, the government is trying its best. Okay, we'll do something. Let me tell you, see all this borrowing. It's just financial recklessness. There are a lot of places in this country that governments can cut down certain things and fund the budget. I'm telling you, I'll give you an example. Banks were making mega profits. They are declaring mega profits. While some companies were running away from Nigeria, banks are declaring mega profits. What happened? They were playing games with the exchange rates and making good money. Round tripping, criminality, round tripping. Now, understand that government has said, okay, no, that money. You guys won't chop that money, you don't know. Government is interested in that money. And that, I think government is trying to put a tax or so to get some of the money.
Okay.
You have certain other areas in the oil industry. There are certain obligations that government has tied itself to that it can remove itself from. Just like the LNG, remove yourself from it. Let foreign investors, open it up, let foreign investors come in. Look at the power sector. Every genco.
But the LNG is still one of our highest.
No. Why? Because 51% belongs to the private sector. 40% belongs to government. But it is tied to your own, because of course the gas is in the control of government. So it's a JV in control of government, while the foreign investors provide the capital, to exploit the gas and all of that. Yes, I told you the other day that Chevron has a refinery with Escravos.
Yes,
where they produce clean diesel, they produce base oil, but totally 100% for export. It's in this country. You can go and investigate it. It's in this country, Federal Republic of Nigeria,
For export.
One other export.
For export.
So now what I'm saying is that there are certain things, like Gencos, Discos, government has 40% in all of them. Why not sell that stake? Look for foreign investors, sell the stake, remove your hands totally.
That is the TCN.
The government control TCN totally, which should not be. You are talking of national security, national interest, and people are hungry. You can sell it. The Gencos and Discos, the 40% you have in all of them, you can sell it. The 20% you put in modular refineries, that some of them have not produced a drop of petrol since they were doing that. Remove that 20%. That is Nigeria's money. Remove it. Let foreign investors come and take over that thing. You will see that the oil industry will be more transparent. It will be less opaque. And then the money, that money, when you take it, you can channel it into social services.
But there are interests that will not want that to
That's
be.
what I'm saying. So what are the interests? They keep going to borrow money that we don't need.
All right, talking about money we don't need, and of course, getting back to the crux of the matter today, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has come up to say that he would support private sector and subnationals to ensure that 70,000 naira is paid. Now, given that the federal government understands ways and means on its own part to take care of its own responsibility, how do you think it could better help the private sector and the subnationals?
Well, this is not the first time government is saying they're going to help the private sector. It's not the first time. But the way government helps private sector is perhaps to give them tax holidays, and not that government carry money and give private sector. So go and add to what you are going to use to. Besides, you shouldn't be saying that the private sector are paying far above the minimum wage.
Yes.
Except it's a useless private sector. Otherwise, the real private sector, the multinationals, the ones left, and even the subnationals, the ones left, they actually pay more than that. Maybe they are supposed to be the one to advise him, and not the other way around. Yes, because I don't see. Okay, well, he's going to support them. Let him give them tax holidays or make things, maybe tar all the roads so that they will not be having breakdown with their vehicles and all that, then, you know, pay the citizens very well. Work on the educational system so that the university can churn out better citizens for employment. That's the support. That's what I think is the support. Then make the environment okay, a little bit better. Take care of security so that these people will not, because they are the target for kidnappers. Take care of security so that they will stay. Then take care of power. Okay, like he had analyzed it already. The TCN, the Disco Gencos, make it more. In fact, I even think that this Disco Genco arrangement was not even a good. It was not, because see, you want to privatize something. You give somebody a goat, and you hold the rope, or you tether the goat. I will tie it somewhere and tell you that, Choma, this goat belongs to you, and I tie it to my stick, my tether. Then the day you want it, I will hold the rope. While you are pulling the goat and holding the rope, that's what the federal government is doing. Why are you still in this thing? Privatize this thing and take your hands off it. You can retain your neck. Regulate it.
Okay.
Ensure that there's substantial compliance. Even from that neck, you can even earn the money you thought you are earning with your 20%. Because with fines, with tax, with at the end of the day, you would have come up with what you should have earned. But because you see, federal government, they like to put their leg in Dangote now. They want to put they put hand there. Now that was even to just make it feel like, even Dangote at the beginning thought NNPC will give them 100%. They didn't disclose, though. He didn't know that Buhari government have done forward sales. That you have production sharing quota, and you have JVs, and you cannot disband all that to satisfy them. You have litigation, it will raise question in international communities and all that, and we cannot survive it. I don't know why the federal government like to put it. Jesus said that he that put his hand in a plow and is looking back is not fit for the kingdom. You put your everything that you are supposed to sever yourself from, and then empower your regulatory authorities to ensure that you will see earn more than what you would have earned. Because it's with the bottleneck, with the food dragging, you cannot even manage a business.
Absolutely.
You can't manage a business. You can't convince me, because where is the Nigerian Airways? Was not because federal government could not manage it. You can manage it. So if you cannot manage Nigerian Airways, don't tell me that you're going to manage power. You're going to manage a refinery.
Putting hand in the plow and not looking back, do you think with local government autonomy, can they pay 70,000 naira comfortably?
With local government
autonomy,
okay.
That's compromisable. Yeah.
No, you see, the minimum wage have been set. They will pay.
They will pay.
Local government have IGR. Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
They generate funds. They collect levies. They do what do you call it? They license motorcycles, radio, TV, what do you call it?
Markets,
symmetry, all those. They have a territory. They generate funds. You understand? When they generate their funds, then the federal government hand over the other one directly. They can pay. The truth that they can pay, because how many workers do you have in the local government? How many are they? So they in fact, they shouldn't even raise that question. No, they shouldn't, because already their governors have said that it's possible. You understand? And the fact that the local governments are going to be getting money directly from the federal government does not now mean that they are at war with the state government. No. If they have a shortfall, the state government should, because the state government should take care of what is left. That is it. State government must take care of what is left, because you have states, as we speak, that are doing a caretaker committee.
Thank you.
That are not even going to get that money. Is it not the state that will fill it in? They are not going to get that money because the state that created the monster of caretaker committee, that they will not get anything from federal government henceforth until they conduct election.
Thank you, Barrister Feli. Can we get a parting shot?
I also wanted to add something to that conversation. NNPC, privatize NNPC. Remove your hands totally from NNPC. Totally. let NNPC be a private entity. If they will swim, fine. If they will sink, you have Aramco now, Arab American company, American capital with Arab capital, Aramco. So why should you now be? Should be oversight function, regulatory function.
Can you even tell us the kind of company that NNPC is now?
We don't even know.
NNPC Limited. And government hand is inside.
The NNPC GMD keeps going to the president.
What is limited under our law? Limited is private. We are talking about limited liability company. It's privately owned. That's what it should be. But this one that federal government created, we don't know what it is, or whether it's private or government.
Okay.
So, for me, you see, this the issue about the minimum wage is that, you know, like Vanessa said, there's still a lot of injustice in it. 70,000 can hardly buy a bag of garri. 70,000 cannot buy a bag of rice. Not even talk of beans. Don't even dream about beans. I was in the restaurant in Benin yesterday. The owner of the woman was lamenting. You know, that people, in fact, the people don't want, if Nigeria should just stop eating beans because it's so expensive. I said, so how will they get
But we can grow it here.
And I said that beans can be grown anywhere. Do you know that some countries are even now trying to grow rice in the desert? That is where this brain, we can think of so many things with this brain. Grow rice in the desert, you can grow rice anywhere. The only problem you have is birds. And if you can take care of them, if you can manage the birds, you can grow rice anywhere. So, you need to put certain other things, cushions, you know, around the wages of workers, such that, you know, it will make sense. And then we have to now look at getting a living wage. It's not just a minimum wage. Because what we're doing is minimum salary, not minimum wage. Let's look at minimum wage. And let me tell you one thing. The value of your wage when benchmark against the dollar affects your youth, affects those who do freelancing work. Yes. One of my friends who is, you know, into online, you know, working with investors, online investors, said that there was a time, you know, he was negotiating with the university. And they said, no, look at your minimum wage now. Look at the quality of your minimum wage. How do you expect us to pay you above, you know? And it was a serious conversation.
They don't know that the minimum wage is evil.
So that is the thing. If you don't have a minimum wage that deals with justice, you know, that promotes justice for the workers, you know, the international community will price your people cheap.
Yeah, very true.
And it will also, you'll be expecting taxes. You're expecting taxes. And I'm talking of taxing POS operators, taxing fintechs and all that. But you're not doing the necessary things to make their businesses, to make their labor, you know, end well.
That's right. That's very true. Choma, the truth remains that at 750 naira to the dollar, the minimum wage was 40,000 naira or thereabout. Now the dollar is about $1 to 1,600 naira, like Emeka did say, and the minimum wage is 70,000 naira. We're back to square one. Yes. It just looks like the minimum wage still remains at 40,000. That's basically what it is, and that's so very unfortunate if you ask me. Well, thank you so very much, Barrister Evans Ofeli, for being part of our show.
Pleasure.
Cyril, Emeka, Mamadou Nagu, thank you so very much for being part of our show. Joma, thank you.
Thank you, Henry.
All right, so this is just about the time we have and the size of our package for today. But please do well to visit our website at www.enterprisetvnews.com for more information. And also follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. I am Henry Igubiki.
And I'm Choma Okoye.
On behalf of the entire team, thank you for watching and bye-bye.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.